Hello and welcome to a 5-minute build order harassment video. Press F1, F2 straight away. Machine shop followed by a power plant. They are going to be like the most important things. Now this is a symmetrical map and we're just playing with skirmish. I'm only going to show you the first 5 minutes. But this will get you a good economy going. It will let you know just how much resource nodes you need to build. If you're jumping into multiplayer for the first time, you are not going to have a clue. And I was very much there. And you can practice this, right? Like, there's a lot to manage. So basically, the machine shop finishes at 30 seconds. Get that built straight away. Press Y, press F1. You want a Tempest rig. In fact, you probably want to press F1 twice because you want 2 Tempest rigs. After that, we're going to go power and we're going to go barracks as well. So you can set a rally point for your Tempest rig from the machine shop. The Tempest rig is how this faction get resources. Now, placing the power plant gives you a bigger area. Power plants extend where you can place other buildings down. So we're going to start with that, and now we are waiting for the barracks. If you're familiar with the game at all, you will see occasionally these Tempest processing nodes on the map. Now, the Tempest processing nodes are pretty important, and we're going to build a technician and rally one right next to the nearest Tempest node. I know this map, but you'll figure them out as you play. So you'll notice here that my resources are starting to get low. We're getting down to about 1,000. So we need to get this refinery placed as soon as possible. By building this technician and sending them out, what lets us capture this for 100 credits every 4 seconds, and it's going to give us some more power. So that's going to be a really useful upgrade for us to get. And also vision is the most important thing probably in an RTS. You need to know where your opponent is and what he's doing. I'm going to send 1 infantryman to probably the nearest building as well. You could use this guy to scout, but he's not really fast enough to scout, so he's going to go to the nearest building. You'll notice my credits are getting super low. I hit down at 100. So at 100 credits, like, we don't want to basically get to 0 credits and be credit blocked. You can see that we get our second Tempest rig out. So we get 4 harvesters in the go. This guy has almost reached the supply. Now this one's actually quite far away, that supply. Normally it's a bit closer. At this point you want to get a second machine shop, right? We've got basically 8 of these little harvesters going. We probably wanted to get a second power plant. We might not need to get the second power plant if we manage to successfully capture this. But at this point now it's time to get some Havocs. And Havocs are super useful for harassing. I've been finding them one of the most powerful units in the early game. They just wreck your opponent's harvesters. They're fast, so you can pull them in and out, and they'll get across the map to the opponent's space very, very quickly. We can basically aim to have a few Havocs on their side of the map at about 3 minutes, just harassing. So now you can see here we've got 2 buildings, both building Havocs. We've got another power plant coming out. I'll send this Havoc out, and I guess Havocs at this point are pretty good on defense as well, right? I wonder, I have never actually tried rallying them to another, but there you go. So you can rally those. So the second anything comes out of these buildings, and the more you can use hotkeys here, the better, honestly. I've been clicking probably more than I need to be clicking. But this lets me get like numerous Havocs across the map very early on, and then I'm going to take one of these refineries, and I'm going to get my 3rd Tempest lab up. At this point you could also build a few more infantry. Like, I have been doing that, like a couple of infantry. I've been sending them out. Like, there is some buildings up here we could capture. I could send out another technician, but I guess my point is, like, we have Havocs flying across the map. 3 minutes 30 into the game, we have a fairly good economy. Look, I'm sitting at like, I've got more money than I can really spend here. We could get that Raider at this point, which would let us get the Boar tanks out, and the Boar tanks are sort of like the next step in the economy for having like more tech, so you can get a bit faster going. So you know, like 2 harvesters is absolutely fine. We'll rally point over here, so we've got our 3rd harvester going. Even building 3 or 4 infantrymen like that. We built a rocket trip, another rocketman, another technician. You can see here we are at their base with 2 Havocs, and we've got quite a few more rallying on these things. So if they've got any sort of heaviness on resources, which I guess like a lot of people will build a bunch of you know, they'll build a bunch of harvesters in the early game. Here you are able to harass them super effectively already. Yeah, they're probably going to have something that can defend this. But, like, here's their first Havoc. Alright, I've got 4, right? So, like, if they weren't on point, then they have a minigun turret out, sure. I'm going to lose a Havoc. But I guess my point is, like, if they weren't super organized and they've been focusing a little bit on resources, well, there's 1 harvester dead. The second harvester is almost dead. I mean, I'd probably be okay losing another Havoc here if it means that they're down 4 harvesters. All this time, you should be trading stuff. right? So like I've kind of failed, and that is the trick. But this was designed as a 5-minute video. So use your hotkeys, Y and T, and keep building and keep rallying, and you can see just how effective Havocs are at scoring early game pressure, right? That's 2 dead harvesters. That'll slow down his economy loads. It also keeps any pressure away from your base, and in my base now, I mean, it's hard to talk about all this thing at this speed and do all this stuff, but that is like, I have 3 harvesters, and now I could easily build another war factory, sorry, a machine shop they're called in this game. I could easily upgrade my construction yard to give me more structures, and I could easily be pumping out Boar tanks at this point from probably 2 factories. So like look at my money, I'm flying. Like if I was spending all that, there's probably a good chance if I kept going that those Havocs could have taken out his last harvester as well. So that is a 4-minute, 5-minute intro video to playing the Tempest Dynasty online. If you like the video, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel. My name is John, and this is BAC Gaming, and I do love PvP/strategy games. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. By the blood, my friends. Peace.